Radical.
All right, someone came by, I think it was Fox Mulder, that told me Kevin Samuels passed away. Now, it's a fact of life that death happens. I'm going to die. If you're listening to this and you're alive, you're going to die too. Everybody dies. Everybody passes away. Kevin Samuels actually passed away. I think he was 57. I don't know the exact details. I think he had a heart condition, and the person he was with, the female he was with, tried to give him CPR. I don't know if that was a significant other. This love dating guru was actually divorced twice. A lot of people bring that up, that he's a love dating guru, yet he was divorced twice. And, well, here's my issue I had with Kevin Samuels. I just saw the guy live streaming on YouTube a couple years back, right? I didn't know that he was a big time YouTuber that was a love guru, supposedly, and he had all these people on different sides of the fence. I didn't know. All right. All I know was there's a period of time on YouTube to where, and I still bothers me a little bit, not too much though. There was a period of time on YouTube where I would just see somebody e-begging and I would sound off on it. I just couldn't stand it. Bugged me so much. And I would just talk about it. And he was one of the e-beggars, and I just let loose. Right? But he's gone now. So should I remove my Kevin Samuels uploads because he's deceased? Is it in poor taste to leave those up? Well, like I said, all of us pass away. So I'm pretty sure after I pass away, there's going to be a lot of uploads still on YouTube talking about me after I pass away. I mean, I don't want to say, I might get, that's bad luck though. If you talk about ways you might pass away or, whatnot, that's grim. But again, we all do pass away. Okay, Kevin Samuels is gone, but his teachings are not forgotten. I don't know exactly a lot about his teachings, but basically, he talked about being a high value man. And I struck at that as a critical satirist and pointed to the fact that he was supposedly a high value man, yet he was live streamed on YouTube taking in donations, complaining that people weren't donating. Doesn't sound much like a fucking high value man to me. It just doesn't. Right? See? I can still summon that, but not a lot these days. But yeah. It's just, at the time, that's what I saw. And I spoke out on that. And then all these black women, mostly black women, were coming by the upload saying, yeah, he's an e-beggar. Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay. And so, it's not usually a lot of black women that come to this channel, but I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, e-beggar. Sure. And they would say, he's not a high value man. I'm like, yeah, he's not. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, so this guy probably gets to these females, these black females specifically, because I was told he was a bully. That's what I was told, right? But I just watched one of his viral uploads. It was called Your Average at Best, something like that. And this one woman called into the show, and it was disagreements. The theme was disagreements. But he told her, this is wrong because you need to call in and do one-on-one counseling with me if you just wanted to book a session or whatever, right? But she took that opportunity to actually change gears. And she admitted it, which means she was kind of like a cheap person. But, I don't blame her because you know what? I wouldn't pay Kevin Samuels any money for a private session. Unless what he would be doing, like taking off clothes in a private session. Again, my condolences to his family, the dearly departed and all that and everything. But, still. Again, this is where it comes up. Can you talk about people once they're gone? I don't know. I fully expect people to talk about me once I'm gone. So I think it's okay. He's talking to this one woman, and she was recently on Love Match Atlanta, which is a show on Bravo I don't watch. But for the purposes of this, I tuned in, and I'll go into that in a moment. See how I'm talking about? There's lots of different things to discuss here. He spoke the truth to her. Let me explain. She called into the show, and she was talking about how she wants a six-figure man. She feels she brings a lot to the table. She makes six figures, and she fully expects a six-figure man. Then he talks to her like, okay, How many people do you know are six-figure men? Well, here's a problem right away. And here's why you need to probably avoid someone like this. Her uncle and her father were six-figure men. He asked, who not related to you has six figures? She don't know any of them. And she's complaining that those type of men are not interested in her. We have a society to where, we have poisoned women's brains to make them think that, well, they're all special. Girl, you special. You can get any man you want. Now, there's a lot of good men out there that would want to date this person, but she doesn't like dating beneath her. She doesn't like that. She wants a six-figure man. She wants happily ever after with a six-figure man, right? And then she's talking about how something about, I don't know, I kind of zoned out trying to hear her explain. When Kevin Samuels, who had a lot of money, he was talking about like, hey, well, what's wrong with the average men? What's wrong with them? It's a lot of average men out there that are single, right? What's wrong with them? Average 9 to 5 men? But no, you need a six-figure man. Again, because society has poisoned these females' brains to think that, okay, the only way they can be happy is by getting themselves a six-figure man. The 5 to 10% of men. Yet this woman was average at best. Here's where people are saying Kevin Samuels was a bully, because Kevin Samuels told her the truth, which is you look at her face was like below average, right? I mean, she looked kind of like Lil Wayne, to be honest. And that's with makeup on. But she wasn't realistic about that, because the thing is, Kevin Samuels was right that men with a lot of money, they have options. They have tons of options. You can be an ugly man, but if you have six figures, you have a nice house, you have nice cars, you can provide for the female. Now, I'm not saying like a female might not go for like a Brad Pitt type that has less money, but if you have a lot of money, you have that swagger, you'll be beating off women with a stick. Yeah. And that's what Kevin Samuels was saying. Like, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm old, but I got a lot of money, I'm famous, I'm beating women off with a stick. So he's talking about like, why would you, who is an average, and he asked her, he was like, what do you think you look like? And she said, well, probably 5 out of 10. Then when I get myself made up, a 7 out of 10. So right there goes the deception. Women put their faces on. Like earlier today, I saw a woman that I thought was wearing makeup, but she was like, today I just don't really have any makeup on. She's had a beautiful natural complexion. That's unrelated and everything, but I'm sorry I put that in there. But a lot of time women, they're not that tall, but they wear heels. They paint their faces every day. So, they're trying to get men attracted to them. She's trying to get just a six-figure man attracted to her. What else? Oh, yeah. On the show, the Love Match show, she came on the show and they make it seem like he was such a terrible, terrible, horrible bully. Like by telling her just the truth, that if she wanted a six-figure man, and again, this is what she wants. He said, the type of person you are, you die alone and unhappy because some of these women refuse to settle. Oh, girl, don't settle. Don't you dare settle. You deserve everything. And sometimes women even get everything they want and they're still not fucking happy. Again, society poisoning females, right? Now, Kevin Samuels did something that was brilliant. Brilliant when she brought up that she had a 13-year-old son. Okay, so she's average looking at best, and she has a 13-year-old son. Ask her about the father, and she, turned out he was kind of sketchy. She didn't know much about, she didn't know how to answer that one. Okay, so she's expecting a rich man to get with her and have to deal with her 13-year-old son that has a sketchy father. That's a lot to ask. When you're a guy that has six figures, you have options. But the stroke of brilliance from Kevin Samuels in this moment was when he asked her about her son. And this is when the truth just hit her like a ton of freaking bricks. Okay, your son. You want the best for your son, right? Now, if your son, was gonna date a 35-year-old woman with a 13-year-old kid, Would you really be cool with that? But no, you want the best for your son, right? But would you really want him to bring home a 35-year-old woman, with baggage and a sketchy father, be all kind of baby mama drama? She didn't know how to answer that, right? She started playing with her phone, and they talk about on this Bravo show how she was embarrassed. The thing is, sometimes you need that reality to hit you. And Kevin Samuels, I mean, say what you will, he's blunt. He was. He was blunt. He was direct. And this is just one example. Like at one point, there was calls to actually deplatform this individual, which I think is wrong in this instance. Now, I haven't seen a lot of things from Kevin Samuel. There might be some other instances where he's just terrible or incredibly mean or harsh or brutal. But in this instance, this viral upload, I don't think it's just gender specific. There's a lot of females that are leaving comments under that going like, I know bitches like this, you know, and they say, I'm happy. I have kids with an average man and he turned out he loved me and the best thing ever happened to me. Okay, I kind of cut this down a little bit. I kind of went on like a little bit of a tangent there, but one last thing of note, and I'll leave a link to it down below. I'm not sure where in the upload it is. I'm actually linking something from Bravo. The YouTube channel actually uploaded the entire episode. This is the second episode of Love Match Atlanta. And you need to tune into this because there's a surprise about this female. There's two surprises about this female. This very average looking, Lil Wayne looking type female. Maybe she added them recently, but I mean, I don't know if they're real. I know they're really big. She has some amazing, amazing breast. Like just, oh my goodness, right? I would motorboat those things forever. This is me being real, just being honest. Am I allowed to be honest with my real man thoughts? I love big breast. And what's really amazing about those is the perkiness, the size in relation to her slim body. Like, she wouldn't even need to have any back. Like, she wouldn't even need to have a badonkadonk, right? She could, like, still be average looking in the face, maybe below average, Again, kind of reminds me a little bit like Lil Wayne. But those are huge selling points.